It's hot.
I was wondering how long I could do that before you would say something or people would turn off the YouTube video. My Little Pony, Apocalypse Pony. I still have a calendar reminder on my calendar for WWE main event, even though that hasn't aired on the network in at least, 8 months? A year and a half?
Something like that. Since the network came out.
No, since the network went to the UK. Since the UK got the network.
That's right, yeah. True dat. True dat, son. Hey, we actually have something to talk about today.
I know. We've got a few things to talk about today.
All of a sudden, we had like a shit ton of shit happen in the past 2 weeks, or the past week, and I was like,
the past 2 days.
2 days, yeah, alone. I was like, oh, hey, we got something to talk about. Yippee! Otherwise, it was going to be like, oh yeah, Sting shut up. Yay! All hail your new god and master.
Yep, I had four tiny ass stories, and then in the last 2 days, 2 really big shits have happened.
We had only 2.
I have 2.
Okay. We'll see what your 2 are, and we'll see if I have something else.
You might.
That maybe I caught that you did.
Because there was one thing that I saw that I wasn't going to include, but I figured you would bring it up if you wanted to talk about it.
Okay. We'll see.
We'll see
how it goes.
Glug, glug, glug.
That's right, folks. I'm an alcoholic.
Which one's that one?
What?
I saw that it said root beer on it. Which one's that one?
Oh, it's a Sprecher hard root beer.
Okay, we've talked about that before.
Yes.
We don't have that where I'm from.
That's because it's made in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But it is delicious and nutritious.
Well, you should send my wife a case.
If I was able to send alcohol in the mail, I definitely would.
I'm sure you could find a way.
Oh, I could find a way. Actually, you probably can buy it online. Are you doing a presentation with me? Oh no, I just forgot my family.
Laser eye surgery.
Oh man, you and me both, sister. It would be nice.
Yeah.
All right.
To wake up in the morning, and open my eyes and be able to see would be amazing.
And to be able to look and tell what time it is from the clock that is next to me, it'd be nice.
I have to pick up my phone and go like that.
Yeah. And that is literally why I have a worse.
What is it? 6:30? I think it's 6:30.
I think it's. I can't tell. Let me put my contacts in.
You got the one eye thing. I tried contacts. For about 3 weeks, and it did not work for me. Mm-hmm. I knew it was a bad sign when I almost lost one in the elevator on the way down from the optometrist's office.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
yeah, all right. Let's
8 o'clock. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Audacity up and running. All that fun shit.
Yes, sir.
Tipped up a little bit. Don't do that. That's the opposite of what I want to do. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Okay. I don't know how that got fucked up from last week, but whatever. Boom, boom. We have like 4 voicemails this week.
Oh, wow.
One of them's trivia. One of them's the one from the end of the show last week that I didn't get to.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
One of them is trivia, but the other one is Sal, and then a special guest we haven't heard from in a while.
Uh-oh.
So,
is it a good thing Andy's not on?
Sadly, it is not Mikey Michelson.
He'll be back. He probably just got grounded. It's okay. He'll be back.
Yeah. All right. 2:14. Let me bring this up so I have it actually ready here. Yeah, right. There we go. 2:14 in 3, 2, 1, record. This week's episode of The Rundown is brought to you by Titan Cameras. Is something suspicious happening that could easily be debunked by checking past footage? Use Titan brand cameras to completely forget that footage exists. Titan Cameras. The footage is only there when you need it to be. The word kayfabe was added to the Oxford English Dictionary this week.
Right about the time that kayfabe died.
What other wrestling words should be added to the dictionary?
Murder. Oh, wait.
We'll get to that.
Definitely face and heel. Let me see here. Stink face.
Orton as a verb. The definition is, of course, taking a shit in a duffel bag.
Out of nowhere. One word.
Yeah. And, of course, another definition for the word vintage.
Yeah. And, of course, we need back out.
Yes. BAHGAWD.
Back out.
Exclamation point. Speaking of vintage, theme song.
Can it be vintage if it's still actively used on WWE television?
Michael Cole thinks so.
Yeah, that's true. That's Vincent. Vintage Kevin Owens. Uh-oh. So that shows up.
Turn that off. All right. Less likely to be stabbed at a SmackDown taping than Dean Ambrose.
Oh, there it was.
It's episode 214 of The Rundown. My name is Adam. I'm your host, and it is Tuesday, September the 1st, 2015. Joining me this week, as always, Porn Stash himself.
Not yet. But we're getting closer to the day.
I hope so. I want to see that.
We'll
I want
see.
you to have like the Triple H porn stash that he had for a while.
We can work on that.
I think so.
We'll see. We'll talk to the wife tomorrow and see if she makes one more comment about it. It's happening. I'm just gonna stop whatever we're doing and go right into the bathroom and just be like, it's gone.
But you have to keep it for at least one episode.
That is true. I'll have to be live on the YouTubes.
At least 6 episodes.
Wait. Well, I already agreed to it, so I guess we got to go with that.
At least all the future episodes.
At least until I die.
There you go. Exactly. Porn stash or death.
Mm-hmm.
That's your choice. Okay, so we were going to start this week by talking about the shooting that happened outside the Performance Center yesterday. But instead, something else came up that was a little more important.
I actually had a joke already for it too,
and that is, of course, the fact that per Brian Alvarez, the backstage feeling in WWE is that the second season of Tough Enough will not air on the USA Network. No, of
tragedy.
Course, of course. For those of you who have listened to this show for a while, you may be aware of the fact that Jimmy Snuka killed a hooker.
Yes,
and finally, the cops think so too.
Mm-hmm. So perfect timing for kayfabe to be added to the dictionary. A little background on the story, I guess, if you haven't caught it already. Jimmy Snuka was dating a woman or sort of having sex with a hooker. Apparently, he may have killed her.
Yeah.
And then oh, you have a full rundown?
Oh, I've got the thing here.
Right,
according to the Allentown Morning Call, which I'm going to assume is a blog, Jimmy Snuka has been charged with third-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter for the death of his girlfriend, Nancy Argentino, back in May of 1983. Last year, an investigation was reopened when the paper published a story on the alleged murder, including running the autopsy from the death, which labeled it a homicide. Argentina's sister, Louise, has been looking to get Snuka charged for years. Snuka was arrested at his home in New Jersey this morning and was arraigned earlier this afternoon. He was then sent to a county jail after bail was set at $100,000, which he later posted. Snuka, who is 72, is currently battling stomach cancer. Back on May 10th, 1983, Snuka worked a WWF TV taping at the Allentown Fairgrounds. When he got back to his hotel room, he said that he found Argentino gasping for air and oozing yellow fluid from her nose and mouth. She passed away on May 11th, 1983, due to traumatic brain injuries. She also had a number of cuts and bruises, which suggested domestic abuse. The report also noted that her injuries were consistent with being hit with a stationary object.
Superfly Smash.
Coconut. A forensic pathologist suggested that the case be investigated as a homicide, but no one was ever charged. Snuka has denied any wrongdoing for years. WWE sent out the statement, quote, WWE expresses its continued sympathy to the Argentino family for their loss. Ultimately, this legal matter will be decided by our judicial system. Also, which can easily be read as, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Oh shit. Fuck. Oh shit. For those of you who really want Mr. McMahon to be removed from the WWE, this might be your chance, because if the rumors are true, if the story is true, he totally aided in covering this up. So
yeah,
it should be very interesting.
Did you see the quote?
I did not.
I don't have the quote here, but the quote was something to the effect of, this is a quote from McMahon, like back in '83, where he says, I don't have the exact quote in front of me. I would have to find the story that Sal linked me to again. But the quote was basically boiled down to, you've seen the guys I run with. I wouldn't be surprised if he killed her.
Awesome. Yeah, of course, the story goes back to the fact that Snuka played the Samoan Savage, like kayfabe character that he is. He doesn't speak English, and that's how he kind of skirted the police at the time. There are several stories in WWE lore that we don't know one way or the other. Some we do, like the Randy Orton shitting in the handbag. We have been informed that it's false, but it's still a funny story to kick around. The story of Lex Luger killing Miss Elizabeth, who knows on that one. But this one here was one that I think everyone pretty well knew that this really happened. So just kind of goes to show you. I was going to make a joke and ask you if her injuries were consistent with a Superfly Splash from the top of the bed, but the real question that's going to come out of this, did all of those years of Superfly splashing, is that the reason he has stomach cancer? No, the real question is going to be, how is this going to affect his daughter, Tamina, who they refer to numerous times as Tamina Snuka. I'm sure that's going to stop happening now.
Yeah. No, we've been no, her last name is Suka. We've been saying Suka this whole time.
Yeah. No, if you remember, her and Naomi are family. She's actually Tamina Uso.
Yeah. Where the fuck did that?
I don't know. So, yeah, I'm interested to see. I don't think it's going to have any effect on her one way or the other than she might take some time off if something happens with him, if he does get arrested again, or if he happens to kill himself. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find that quote from Vince, and I can't find it.
Yeah. So one of the oldest wrestling stories may be proven true.
Right.
So
TMZ reports that Snuka's autobiography actually helped authorities decide to reopen the case that eventually led to him being charged with murder, which, as you may recall, we joked about on the show when the autobiography came out.
Yeah.
Chapter 6, How I Killed That Lady. The site has obtained documents from the grand jury, and they say that a disparity between Snuka's original story to police in '83 and in his autobiography in 2012 titled Superfly, the Jimmy Snuka Story, added to police suspicions that something was up. Snuka said during the original investigation that Nancy Argentino hit her head while they were horsing around outside of their motel after he pushed her, causing her head to hit the ground. However, in the autobiography, he claims that Argentino slipped and fell on her own while she was using the restroom at a rest stop, making no mention of the original story. The varying stories caused police to look deeper at the case and eventually reopen it, after which they determined that there was enough evidence to bring the case to trial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they noticed the disparity in there because in his book, he says that his son, Sim Snuka, was actually there and he was on a plane when all of this went down.
Yeah, Snuka was there. He was supposed to catch. As she fell. I'm sorry.
See, what happened was Sim Snuka was down on all fours behind her legs, and there was a pool behind them, and Jimmy was just supposed to come up and push her over and fall, but apparently she was like too quick on her feet and like tripped, and then like Sim Snuka like snapped her neck on the way down, and it was totally my son. It wasn't me. I didn't kill that hooker.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
so that's a thing that happened.
Yeah. I like that all of a sudden it's his girlfriend. That's nice though.
Yeah. They call them road wives, you know.
Ooh, yeah.
With that said, let's
WWE Divas if you're
what are you doing? I'm gonna make a mess. Okay. First stop. Let me turn this on.
Ooh. I really hope that I get to use my my joke about the performance center shooting though. So let's
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
We're still gonna talk about that.
Okay. I was just making sure.
First, this is a voicemail that came in during the show last week that I did not notice until after the show last week. So we didn't get a chance to play it then. But we have an open door policy on the show, so we play all the voicemails that come in 206-202-6478. Leave us a voicemail. We will play it on the air. Because if you're racist on your voicemail, it only makes you look bad.
That's right.
So this, I believe, if I remember correctly, is from Bill.
Holy shit! No kidding. Sal's voicemail just crashed my computer. My computer wants to kill itself over this.
So you may remember that last week, Sal's voicemail got divided into two parts by our voicemail system because it was so goddamn long. And apparently Bill's computer was not a fan of Sal's voicemail last week. We have another voicemail this week. This, I believe, if I'm remembering the order of voicemails in my mailbox correctly, this is from an old friend of the show who has not called in a while, but is back this week. So let's take a listen to this one.
Hey, it's me. It's Tommy Baltasanti. Back once again for two reasons. And those two reasons are because last week the raccoon himself requested me. And the second reason that Tommy Maltasanti is back calling the rundown is because I just gotta know. I just gotta see who's gonna win the rundown showdown. I hide that thing's still going on. Imagine that. It's been like 19 months. Jesus, that streak is longer than the Undertaker's at WrestleMania. But I digress. I cannot believe it, guys. I've been gone for so long, and I come back, and there's this whole Divas Revolution. You know, I gotta say one thing about the Divas Revolution, guys. If it's such a revolution, then why is the same blonde bitch bimbo that was the champion before still the champion, huh? Where's the revolution in that? God, that fucking bitch, Nikki Bella, she goes to her boyfriend, John Cena, and she's like, hey, Johnny, you got to make them keep the title on me. They want to give it a Charlotte. And then John Cena goes to Vince McMahon, and he's like, hey, Vince, you got to keep the title on my tomato. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, we got this stupid Divas Revolution that doesn't mean shit because there hasn't been a goddamn title match since the fucking girls came up from NXT. I know she's going to have to defend her title at Night of Champions, but guess what? It doesn't mean anything because she's still going to break AJ's record in about 17 days. So great on the Diva Revolution. I'm so glad that we have the same goddamn champion we had 7 months ago. Other than that, the only other question I have for you guys is, how you doing? I'll talk to you guys later.
That is something that I pointed out on Twitter during Raw last night, is that the Night of Champions is after Nikki Bella becomes the longest reigning Divas champion in history.
So she'll lose it then.
So expect Charlotte to win at Night of Champions.
Yeah. Second, Nikki Bella isn't blonde.
She's still a bitch, though, so.
She's still a bitch, but it's not blonde. We haven't had a blonde women's champion for a long time. This just in, Adam has been handed a note. Breaking news here on the rundown.
My wife wrote in an envelope, drew a penis, and now it's you can't read it on the camera, but it says, what does it say? This is a penis. Your argument is invalid. And it's poking me in the side of the head.
Fair enough.
This is a very visual gag for a very audio podcast.
For the fact that we have nobody watching.
We do have one viewer. I don't know who it is, but hi, viewer.
Sound off like you got a pair.
Yes, it says this is a penis. Your argument is invalid. And that's a penis.
Wow.
With that said, odd things happen on this show sometimes. Okay. Let's go to Sal's voicemail this week because I assume he talks about Raw, but I'm not 100% sure. And then we'll talk about the Performance Center.
I'm going to attempt to make this short, sweet, and to the point.
Probably going to fail.
Since
It's okay.
you guys want to rip on me for leaving long voicemails, even though I'm the only one who called. That's fine. That's fine. Two things. Number one, NXT is looking for a diva, heel diva, to go against Bayley. Someone the crowd can't stand, someone that's full of themselves, and someone that the crowd chants at them, you can't wrestle. So if you already have Dana Brooke, then what is the fucking point of Eva Marie? Right? What the fuck is the point of Eva Marie? You have that character with Dana Brooke. Okay? Please get Eva Marie off TV. Okay? She's fucking awful. She had a match with Carmelo last week on NXT, and it was fucking the shits. Second point. You have the Dudley Boys who have returned, and they cut a promo on Raw, Bubba Ray specifically. And I don't know if they realize, because I'm sure they could give a shit less, how great of a heel Bubba Ray Dudley can be. He did amazing things when he was Bully Ray in TNA. And I think they have a diamond that they don't even know they have. And I'm fine with the Dudleys reunion. I'm fine with him starting off with the babyface. But they have something with Bubba Ray that they didn't have 10 years ago when he was with the company. And I hope they use it. You guys have a good show. Fucking bastard.
Boy, the Maltasanti twins are kind of full of place today.
The Bubba Ray promo was gorgeous on Raw last night. I was a big fan of that promo.
I'm not sure what he exactly expected. The Dudley Boys had to come back as faces.
Yeah.
Because if first of all, they would have came back as heels, they would have been cheered for.
Yeah.
Second, you have the New Day. And even if they wouldn't have had the championships, would you really want to see the Dudleys against PTP, or would you rather see the Dudleys against the New Day? And I personally would rather see the Dudleys against the New Day.
The bubble wrap table was pretty genius. And them calling it the last table in the arena. Mm-hmm. This is the last table in the arena. We have to protect it.
That's right. I like hashtag save the tables. This is far better. Now, if this is truly a sustained run for the boys, then eventually we can look at that, turn them heel and bringing out the greatness in Bubba Ray. You got to remember, Bubba Ray's got more tread of the tires than Devon does. So they could potentially have them come back, do it kind of a tag team thing for a while, and then eventually, say bye-bye to Devon and have Bubba go solo. And then from there, whatever you want to do with them at that point. They know what they have. They know that Bubba is far better than what he was when he left in 2001, something like that.
Whenever the fuck that was, yeah.
It's been a long time since he's been here, so they know exactly what they've got because they wouldn't have brought him back if they didn't.
Yeah. Also, speaking of last week's NXT, which was the show that was taped before Takeover in Brooklyn, apparently the Divas Fatal 4-Way match did not end the way it was supposed to end.
Oh.
Apparently Charlotte was supposed to win, presumably with the figure 8. But it ended with Emma pinning Becky because Becky did not kick out. And the referee counted 3 like the referee was supposed to do. And nobody's mad at anybody. I mean, that's the shit that happens. But Becky, I mean, the rumors that that Becky's kind of mad at herself, but nobody's upset about the way the match ended. Just that's not how it was supposed to have ended.
Personally, that's the better ending to have Emma win, because Charlotte winning doesn't do anything on NXT.
Right. Yeah, Emma winning definitely.
Yeah. So and
definitely,
we can trust the NXT writers will work with it.
All three of them.
Yep. Because again, 3 writers is better than 57.
Yes.
So a lot of feistiness on the women's division, but you wanted a revolution. We're talking women's wrestling. So
say you want a revolution. That's all I can sing before I get sued.
That's right. Now I just finished listening to Sasha Banks on Chris Jericho's podcast, which was a good listen. And honestly, what we're getting is really good. And I think a lot of people forget the fact that, everyone's trying to compare this to the Trish and Lita days, but in the Trish and Lita days, they were still having bra and panties matches. Mm-hmm. And Trish was still getting her top ripped off every other week by Lita during their feud to begin with. So this is far better in terms of at least giving them actual wrestling matches than what we've seen in the past. Mm-hmm. So, and it goes just with the fact that, they didn't like the fact that when they came in, they had to learn the diva style of wrestling, which is only hair pulling and slaps and tickles and pillow fights and shit like that. And it's not actual throwing punches, which is what we see now. What we see now is women wrestling like it's an actual fight. Like these are women that could take on any dude. And that's what you really want to see. So, I mean, I'm happy for it. I don't really care that Nikki Bella is going to break AJ's record, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but I'm upset because of the fact that they just padded it out by never having her defend the belt. They did the same thing with Ambrose, though.
Yeah, his U.S. title reign when he was in the Shield was the same thing. But
yeah.
But there was no record on the line at that point. If they're going to make such a big deal about the fact that she's going to be the longest reigning Divas champion and she's going to beat AJ's record as champion, have her defend the belt at least semi-regularly. Have her have a match on Raw or have a match at the pay-per-view for the title.
Yeah.
And when was the last time she defended the Divas championship? Exactly. Nobody knows.
But now I doubt that we're going to have it, but we do still have another round of shows next week before the pay-per-view, before the record is broken. So you could potentially have them turn around and kind of do a little swerve and be like, we're going to have her defend it.
As of last night on Raw, as of the clock that they put up, it was 14 days and change from last night's Raw. So they have 2 more episodes of Raw in which they conceivably could have Charlotte say, fuck, I don't want to wait till the pay-per-view. I'm going to beat your ass now, and you're not going to break AJ's record.
Yeah.
So they do have 2 more, but that's not going to happen. Yeah. So,
or we can easily turn around and have a match that takes place as the time is clicking down. And then and then have Charlotte beat her with 1 second to go on the break.
The ultimate beat the clock.
Yeah, the ultimate beat the clock. Like, I'm going to beat you 1 second before you break AJ Lee's record. And
by the way, that Divas beat the clock last night. First time ever the Divas have done beat the clock. That was very well done, I think. Charlotte winning in a minute 41 over Brie Bella was, I thought, fantastic. It was really good and a really good way to put her over.
Yeah,
and have her take the title at Night of Champions like she was supposedly supposed to do on her debut, but John Cena said, "Fuck no, that's my side piece, and I need to keep that bitch happy."
Yeah. I don't know the legitimacy of that story. I think it's possible. I think it's also possible that he might have talked about the fact that she shouldn't win it on her debut match, because I think that would probably be more in line with something that Cena would do. Because
Paige has already done that.
Because Paige has already done that, and look where it got her. I mean, she's a 3-time champion, but now she's kind of an afterthought in the whole division. Not as bad as some other people, but still there. So we'll see though. I like this a little bit more that we're drowning out that you were not going to have it, because it gives it more something like they're coming in here and they want to win this belt. And even if Nikki beats her and retains, you still are now starting to put some more emphasis on the title, which that hasn't been that way.
Yeah.
You know, the last time that we really had emphasis on the title was when we had AJ Lee and Paige trading it back and forth. So I'm enjoying that a little bit more. And yeah, we had a little bit of time here where we had to kind of straighten out, you know, the size, everything and that. But now we're getting a one-on-one feud for the title, which is what people have been asking for.
Right. Here's the only thing that didn't make sense to me is I feel that the beat the clock really should have been PCB versus BAD.
That was weird.
And not just Sasha Banks and then the rest of Team Bella. Because if they had done PCB versus BAD, it could have been whichever diva wins in the fastest time, and not just if the PCB member who wins in the fastest time, because the PCB members all won anyway, except for Paige because she ran out of time. But Becky won, Charlotte won, Paige was on her way to winning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess, you know, it makes Team Bella look a little weak, but Sasha Banks was in there as well, and so that didn't really make sense. If you're gonna do a beat the clock for the title, don't have the divas who are on the same team as the champion be in the matches, because I understand kind of the point where it's like, oh well, maybe Nikki or maybe Brie and Alicia will try to draw out the matches to make them last longer, so they can kind of pick and choose which PCB member they want to face. But if you have PCB versus BAD, there's an actual story there. But all 6 of these women want to take the title off of Nikki Bella, as opposed to these 3 do, and these 2 are going to try and help not have that not happen. And then this 3rd one is in there for really no reason whatsoever.
See, we're still going to have this problem with the writers not taking things seriously, because what you're explaining sounds perfect, because you sit there and you can have Charlotte beat Tamina, doesn't hurt her at all to lose. You have Naomi lose, but she lasts longer. Other than the last match, you have Sasha lose, but maybe it's because, you know, the other members of Team Bella cost her it, and then you can start,
or you just have the time run out.
Yeah, or you have the time run out, and you're able to spin her off into her own kind of storyline here, because yes, we got 3 women's matches, 3 good women's matches, but we still only have one storyline going, and it's everyone against Team Bella. And what we need now is we need Charlotte against Nikki with Brie kind of the side, and then maybe Paige against Sasha as a little side feud, and maybe, you know, Becky against the other Team Bad members over here kind of thing.
Yeah, if anything, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if anything, what they can spin off of this is a kind of a Paige versus Sasha thing, where Sasha can be like, I was going to beat you if the time hadn't run out, and Paige is going to be like, no, I was going to pin you, but the time ran out, or you were going to tap, but the time ran out. And so they can kind of go off into their own thing now. But you're still left with Tamina and Naomi and Becky Lynch just kind of floating in the ether.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, we support our friends, but we're not doing anything right now, and we're just gonna stand here and cheer for them. And
see, the problem for the women is always going to be the fact that everyone in charge of WWE is a man, and the amount of male wrestlers on the card is about 4 times as much as the women wrestlers on the card. So you're always going to have their feud get kind of lost in a shuffle. And while they've been doing a little bit better job of at least giving them their just due on TV, when you're setting up a 3-hour program or a 2-hour program, you have to start making sacrifices. And it's hard with a lot of these wrestler egos to say, hey, by the way, you're not going to go on tonight because we have to do a women's beat the clock challenge, you know. So you're dealing with a lot of forces at work there, and the men are right now more marketable. And at the end of the day, WWE wants to make money. So while the women have been getting a better following, and Ronda Rousey is the biggest part of that, because WWE loves to feed into that, like, what's popular in the main now, and she's obviously a pretty popular figure.
Right.
So that's helping, but at the end of the day, yeah, you're still fighting against the fact that we've got all these other storylines. We've got the fact that we've got 4 men's belts that are all going around. Yes, 2 of them are on the same guy, but as we know, he's going to be defending both of them in separate matches. So, so it's hard to find space and time for all of the women's stuff. So, yeah, you're probably going to only get the one storyline for a while.
What are your thoughts on that, by the way? The way they announced the United States Championship match at Night of Champions in that segment between Seth Rollins and Sting, and John Cena sticks his nose in and basically forces Stephanie to grant him his rematch.
Everyone, this goes back yet again to the fact that John Cena is already a heel. People, everyone wants him to be a bad guy. He's a bad guy because the way that WWE has positioned him is, yes, he is a hero for the kiddies, and all the smarks out there hate him. So they have the best of both worlds. They know that the little kids are going to go to their dads and be like, I want that John Cena shirt. And the kids are going to be like, I wish you were adopted. And then they're going to buy him the shirt. They're going to spend their money. But then they're also going to turn around. They're going to spend their money on Sting shirts and Seth Rollins shirts, stuff like that, too, in the adult sizes, which is why John Cena shirts in youth and kids completely outweigh any other merchandise for little kids like that. So I think it's right in line with his character. He's kind of a dickhead. He's kind of a sleazeball.
Douchebag superhero.
Yeah. He's entitled, much like the chick that he's banging. They're entitled. And that's what this character has always been, is I deserve this. And I'm American, so I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to stand up for what's right and what's great in this world. And what's great in this world is that I get a title shot that I don't deserve.
And then I'm going to call you gay.
And then I'm going to call you gay because if we know everything, Americans hate gay people.
My problem with it was that it wasn't his segment,
Mm-hmm.
and B, I'm sure there's a better way that they could have done it, but I couldn't fucking think of it. Yeah. So him coming out when Seth Rollins calls out Sting, and John Cena appears like an asshole and says, "Hey, fuckface." She said herself that every title's got to be on the line at Night of Champions, and I have a rematch for that United States Championship because you took it from me. Mm-hmm. So guess what, fuckface?
Yeah.
At Night of Champions, you're going to face me. Right, Steph? And Steph had to go, yeah, you get the fucking match at Night of Champions. Yeah, damn son of a bitch, United States Championship, motherfucker.
So here's another thing. So at this point, I find it hard to believe that Rollins is going to drop the title back to him. I think it's too quick on that. So you either have a prime opportunity here where you could legitimately have Rollins go over 2 guys cleanly for the first time in his title run.
Yeah.
Because both guys can take a loss and it'd be fine. I mean, yes, for Sting it would suck, but do you really think Sting's going to win the WWE title? No. Fuck no. There's no way that guy is going to win the championship. So we know this is a lower tier pay-per-view, and we don't care about it that much because it's Night of Champions.
We have to get back to Rollins feuding with Cena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I know that people have been talking like, hey, Rollins could lose the championship to Sting and then carry on with the U.S. championship for a while, but I don't see that happening. I don't see Sting having the belt at all, unless you have him win it and have Sheamus cash in on him. That way he can say he won the WWE championship
off of Sting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but no, you can have Sting say, hey, I won the WWE championship, the one championship I've never won.
Yeah.
Because we're not counting all those other ones that I had a chance to win that I didn't win. So yeah. I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's a good way to get some nuclear heat on Shamo. I don't know if you have Shamo face Sting at whatever next terrible pay-per-view is after Night of Champions. Halloween Havoc, maybe.
October, it's probably
it's what?
I said if it's October, it's probably Hell in a Cell. Unless they've changed that around again.
Oh yeah, that's true. That would make sense because then they can have their Halloween themed spookiness. And then maybe we can hire a Vampiro for a night or something like that. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of directions they can go with this. I'm interested to see what is going to happen. But yeah, in terms anything that John Cena does at this point doesn't surprise me because he literally he's a tweener and nobody seems to understand that he's a tweener because he's always presented as this great face champion. But yeah, this is a guy who threatened physical violence to get what he wanted.
Beat up a 50-year-old Jewish comedian.
Yeah, beat up a Jewish comedian. Has assaulted numerous people along the way. I don't know. He's done a lot of dumb shit. The entire time that he was feuding with Owens really brought that out too, because Owens was calling him out on it. He was saying, you're being delusional, John, everything like that, and that was perfect. But
and then Kevin lost anyways.
Yeah, and then he lost anyways. But that's the writers, and that's Vince McMahon, everything of that.
That's Kevin Dunn. That's what that is.
That's pretty much Kevin Dunn, yeah. But again, like I said, it's Cena. They can do whatever they want with him, and they know they're going to have the same reaction no matter what happens with him. The little kids are going to cheer for him, and the older fans are going to hate him, and they're fine with that because, like I said, they get their money either way. The little kids can't buy it, so they got to get their parents, and the parents are begrudgingly buying it, and the parents are going to spend their money on other WWE merchandise so they can counteract the little shithead kid who likes John Cena.
Daddy, I want the 15-time world champion shirt. How about an unstable Dean Ambrose?
Yeah. Let's not even get into Dean Ambrose. Or let's. That's a good segue. Let's talk about what happened to Dean Ambrose this week.
He got beat up by Braun Strowman. Michael Cole still doesn't seem to be able to say his name correctly. But By the way, speaking of Michael Cole, moving off on another tangent, Cesaro versus what was it? Did he fight Kevin Owens on Raw last night?
I thought so. Yeah.
Cesaro versus Kevin Owens twice during the match. Cesaro went for the Cesaro swing and failed. And twice during the match, Michael Cole went, "Hey, he's looking for that sharpshooter." No, Michael Cole. They are two completely separate moves. You don't even hold the legs the same way. Just no. Stop sucking at your job. You're paid enough to get that shit right.
Has he ever done a sharpshooter?
Yeah, in tribute to Tyson Kidd, since Tyson went on the shelf.
Yeah, that's right. That's
almost fatal neck injury.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be his go-to move on
that slightly severed spinal cord.
That's right.
No, but he has been using it regularly in the matches for the past month or so. But my point is that when you're going for the sharpshooter, you basically hold the soles of the boots. And when you're going for the Cesaro swing, you've got them under the knees like for a Boston Crab. And it's two completely separate motions that look nothing alike and should not be confused at all to anyone who knows what the fuck they're watching.
Yeah. It would be like if Ric Flair was going to go for the figure four and he's like, "Oh, he's going for the Texas Cloverleaf." Or if Chris Jericho is going for the Lion Tamer or the Walls of Jericho and he's like, "Oh, he's getting him in the cripple crossface."
There you go. Exactly. Sidewalk slam.
Okay, first of all, that wasn't a sidewalk slam. That was a big fat guy trying to fall as gracefully as possible. The Big Show Ryback match. The spine buster was what he was trying to do. But with Big Show, it's more like,
Big Show takes a spine buster by jumping up about a foot and then leaning backwards so he falls over.
I think he constantly still has 1 foot on the ground now. It's like 1 foot goes up and he goes back.
Oh
no. Oh, that hurt me so bad.
By the way, an Intercontinental title match where nobody cares, nobody wants to see the victor, nobody wants to see the champion lose, or nobody wants to see the challenger win the title. Is that really an interesting match? No, it's not. No. When nobody wants to see the challenger win, and nobody really cares if the champion wins either. Not a good match.
Yeah, they need to do something with this, and nobody wants to see the rematch at whatever the fuck pay-per-view we got. Another champions. Can we have like a Money in the Bank for the Intercontinental Championship?
Well, another 6-man ladder match like they did at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Dude, just do something to get that fucking belt off Ryback, or get Big Show away from it, because Big Show is heat killer. The guy is a giant ice pack. Nobody cares anymore.
Do you think him now yelling at the crowd, "I'll retire when you find someone who can make me retire," is leading into a storyline where somebody makes him retire?
Randy Orton. He's a legend killer.
I'm gonna punt you in the head, and I'm gonna shit in your gym bag.
That's right. It'd be nice, but I doubt it. I know that we have had some recent talk of him saying that he knows he's on TV too much. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I just saw that Mark Henry looks like he's probably going to be done in a couple of months.
Yep.
So, which I'm surprised that he's even still around now because he's not storyline wise.
The problem with that is this time he'll give a retirement speech and nobody will believe him.
I know they're gonna be like, "Oh, where's John Cena? Where's John Cena?" I know he's coming. He's gonna be like, "No, I'm serious. Like
For real,
I'm
this time,
retiring.
dudes.
Like for real this time. Like, oh, stop doing that. Stop making that face. I know you're looking at the entryway there. Nobody's coming because I'm retiring.
And he can't be like,
believe me?
and he can't be like, no, guys, this is Mark Henry talking. This isn't Mark Henry. Shit. Why did I use my real name?
Jeez. This isn't sexual chocolate, Mark Henry talking. This is the world's strong. Oh shit! No, I can't say that either.
Because I'm not that anymore. This isn't the silverback Mark Henry.
No, I can't do that. What can I do? Oh, I know. I'll just kill myself live on television. Oh, he's gonna do it. Who's gonna stop him? No, I'm serious.
Bang! They go to commercial. Oh, who's gonna save his life?
Who's gonna save
Who's going to save his life when we come back? We come back and Michael Cole says, Mark Henry has committed suicide in the middle of...
Who's going to be revealed as a special guest referee?
But those were blanks. Those were obviously blanks.
Those are blanks.
That was the fakest. That was the fakest blood splatter I've ever seen.
Fake. All fake.
Shopped.
Oh, I know. This is leading to a first blood match. I know.
We're on day 16 of Mark Henry's suicide watch.
Oh, I've seen that doctor. He's one of those guys from the Indies. I've seen him. He's one of those indie wrestlers.
That guy's too buff to be a real doctor.
Oh, he's too buff. He's got to be like a referee for PWG or something like that.
He's probably one of the writers.
He's probably one of the writers. Fucking fake. Wrestling's so fake.
That's great Kali's translator, isn't it? All right, moving on.
Moving on.
I don't even know what we were talking about anymore.
I never remember.
Rumors abound the past couple weeks that Minneapolis is looking to host WrestleMania. Executive Vice President of Viking Stadium said in a recent interview that the Minneapolis Stadium will host WrestleMania after it's completed, while at the time WWE had said that no locations for WrestleMania had been decided beyond Dallas next year. And the Vikings later said the executive meant to say they were hopeful to host WrestleMania. A new report says that the stadium is likely to get the event in the next 2 years. According to WON, the stadium is pretty much a lock to get 33 or 34. Orlando has been pushing for a WrestleMania, and the belief is that if Orlando loses out to Minneapolis for 2017, they will get it in 2018. Factoring in is the fact that the event has never taken place near Minneapolis, while Orlando hosted one in 2008. Now, if WrestleMania 33 or 34 is in Minneapolis, it's obvious which Minnesotan will be walking out of WrestleMania as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion that night.
Mm-hmm. Shelton Benjamin.
Curtis Axel.
I didn't know anyone else but Shelton and that other guy, the big guy.
You mean yeah, obviously Curtis Axel, World Heavyweight Champion.
That's right. He's not doing right now. We can set up a big angle on Monday.
Yeah. WWE.com's latest poll from this week asks, which celebrity impressed the most inside the ring? I brought this up for one reason. The options are Snooki, Stephen Amell, Jay Leno, Lawrence Taylor, Maria Menounos, Dennis Rodman, Seth Green, Kevin Federline, and David Arquette. I haven't looked at current listings. I could bring them up if I wanted to, but I don't. When they wrote this story, with 7,864 votes cast, this was a couple days ago, 3-4 days ago. Stephen Amell is in the lead with 74% of the vote.
Big surprise.
Snooki is in second place with a whopping 6%, followed by
telling.
Seth Green at 5% and Maria Menounos and Lawrence Taylor at 4%.
Oh. Lawrence Taylor didn't do too terrible.
I enjoyed that. All right, let's talk about your catchphrase at the bottom of your lower third there. TMZ reports that WWE released developmental diva Zara Schreiber this week due to inappropriate and offensive remarks. This was in response to the pro-Nazi artwork she posted on her Instagram account in 2012. Schreiber had since deleted the images from her account, but someone found screenshots of the images and reposted them. When she initially posted the picture, she said, "I like history." Ha! She also said, "The swastika means prosperity and luck. It was around way before Hitler turned it into an icon." Yeah, but Hitler turned it into an icon.
So, if we were only talking about the one picture of the artwork up in her house, I would be completely fine with her saying, "I like history. I collect some crazy cool shit." I'm fine with that. If you're a collector of art that's got, German propaganda stuff over that, you could be like, yes, I respect history over that.
But then
when you send out a picture of My Little Pony,
along came My Little Pony
dressed up as Hitler, that argument doesn't work anymore. That's not history. That's My Little Pony dressed up as Hitler.
My Little Führer.
Da, 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 da. I would watch that show, by the way. So first, this chick turns around and gets her titties sent out of the internet.
By the way, your picture down here of John Cena.
Yeah,
I really just want to put a Hitler mustache on that.
Oh, I know, don't you? Maybe we'll work on that. It's okay, Johnny. So Zara, of course, is the person that Seth Rollins ruined his engagement with.
Yes, Zara. Zara is, of course, the center of a sex scandal involving Seth Rollins earlier this year, when photos of her titties and photos of Seth's penis were leaked online through the Twitter page.
Yep. So then
of Seth Rollins.
Yeah. So she disappeared for a little bit,
and then, and my favorite part of this story. Because they were posted on Seth Rollins' Twitter page, they were then copied to Seth Rollins, the social section of Seth Rollins' profile on WWE.com. So for at least a day and a half, if you went to WWE.com, there was a picture of Seth Rollins' naked schwang on his Twitter, on his profile page.
Sadly, it was before he got the belt tattooed onto it. So she disappeared for a little bit. Things kind of blew over. Everyone kind of forgot about it.
She reappeared last weekend as Solomon Crow's manager.
Sister.
That's and now My Little Hitler.
You got fired. So her responses were bad. Like I said, if we were looking at one picture of art on her wall, she'd be like, "Hey, I like art, whatever." That I was fine with, but the picture, the thing, then she started to get into comment wars with some of the other commenters and telling people to fuck off and things like you can't really do that. So so now she's unemployed. But
womp, womp.
Don't worry, because I'm sure Vivid will call you soon.
Yeah. Whoopsies.
Yeah. So there's another name erased from history.
Seth
Rollins doesn't have a girlfriend. Oh, she definitely never worked for us.
She definitely didn't screw up his relationship with his fiance.
Mm-hmm. There is a growing look. I love women, but there is a growing list of female wrestlers that have ruined the careers of male wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at you, Taryn Terrell, Melina Perez. Yeah. Buff Bagel's mom, I guess.
Judy Bagwell on a pole.
She counts because she showed up on TV. So if you're wondering again why Drew McIntyre suddenly became a rock star, That's because the John Cena's sloppy seconds screwed up his push and then got him fired. Not to mention the fact that, of course, John Morrison is no longer in the WWE because of Melina. So,
Thanks, Batista.
Yeah, thanks, Batista. He's probably never coming back too, and that guy is an amazing wrestler. So, yeah. But the good thing is we have... but the good thing is we have plenty of really good women who actually know how to handle their business and be respectful and not do dumb shit. And Zara Schreiber is not one of them.
What you get for calling them divas.
That's right. That's right. I'm really hoping that if Charlotte takes the belt, she will turn around and be like, look, this one's retired. We're going to bring the women's belt back.
Look, this one's retarded. We're going to bring the women's belt back.
She Alunda blazes it. Be like, look, I don't even want your title, Nikki, because I've got this one.
Watch a magic trick, and she brings a trash can into the ring and put out the women's championship, or maybe a newly designed women's championship.
There you go. I'd be okay with an updated one, or even just anything that's called the WWE Women's Championship instead of the Divas Championship.
She brings a trash can into the ring and takes the Divas Championship and goes magic trick, dumps that one and pulls out Alundra Blaze's Women's Championship. We're going to use this one now. We're going to use this one now.
Yep. Yeah.
That other one's garbage.
That one's garbage. Hey, do you remember that time that Stone Cold had his belt thrown into the river? Guess where we're going to be next week?
That was actually Durham, New Hampshire.
Yeah. So, there you
and
go.
my crazy uncle, because every family has a crazy uncle. My crazy uncle claims to know the guy who fished it out of the river,
Nice.
which, by the way, didn't happen. Because I'm sure WWE grabbed that as soon as the camera stopped rolling.
I'm pretty sure there was a dude in a boat down there waiting for it.
Yeah,
like,
when the Raw from Boston, when The Rock was throwing the John Cena merchandise off a bridge into the river, the Charles River. I'm sure there was a guy down there with like a net or something.
Yeah. Or there was just 13-year-old kids down there. I want my John Cena shirt.
I need that bubble. I need that garden gnome. I need that garden gnome.
Just obliterate someone's head with it. Oh, shit.
I got it. Oh, God.
Oh, no. We're going to get sued again. It's the fucking Lesnar throwing a car door into the wall all over again.
A 12-year-old was killed today at the Charles River outside the Museum of Science when professional wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson threw a 5-pound statue off a bridge, and the young man tried to catch it.
Yeah. The statue was reported to look a little like this.
Hitler mustache.
Speaking of bitches be crazy. Dean Ambrose.
Be crazy, all right.
Dean Ambrose. I know you wanted to talk about this. Almost got stabbed during SmackDown.
That's the prevailing story.
I've watched the video a number of times. I still don't see any weapon of any kind. Just a guy suddenly running from the second row, hopping the barrier and running towards Ambrose's back.
Yeah,
and then getting tackled by a security guard.
I'm going to guess that there actually wasn't any kind of weapon, that it was just a guy trying to attack him. So, but yeah.
I just wanted to hug him.
Do you remember the time that it was just the heels that got attacked in the ring?
My dad has a mental illness. I wanted him to know he was going to be okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to give him some Prozac.
But I will admit, the picture of him standing there all with this almost like, I don't want to say smug, but weird, like, what the fuck look on his face while the guy is behind him on the ground, pinned down by the security guard being arrested.
Yeah.
That made the rounds on Twitter. It was a pretty good picture of Dean Ambrose.
I enjoyed it.
Let's trivia, shall we?
Okay. But first,
the important thing.
Okay.
But first, you have a but first?
I fixed it.
Hitler mustache.
Now it goes with my lower third.
This
is why, again, fans, this is why you should watch us live on Google Hangouts or YouTube. Or, as Adam will say at the end of the show, watch this episode after it gets put up on YouTube and see John Cena with a Hitler mustache.
John Cena with a Hitler mustache.
Watch Adam's wife show a penis.
Yeah. Not her penis, thankfully,
Not hers. Not hers.
but a penis.
There's only one man that is able to tame that penis, and it's your rundown wrestling host.
Obtain that penis.
We've got an important job for you today, Smith. You have to go out there and obtain that penis.
Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, boss.
The voice of the voicemail is here to once again quiz the hosts of the Rundown with Sal's Ultimate Trivia Quiz Challenge. Now, this quiz is 100% guaranteed to piss off Adam beyond no means, because this quiz is all about something he knows absolutely nothing about.
Come on,
and
Dragon Ball Z.
that is the career of Steve Borden, otherwise known as Sting.
How can you have a 10-question quiz about the career of Sting? He's only had like 2 matches in the WWE.
I know, right? Weird. This is going to be a short quiz.
I figured in honor of Sting's recent WWE title championship opportunity, I would devote an entire quiz just to the career of Sting. So let's get started. Number 1 is going to be easy. It is a true or false question. Sting was a member of the Four Horsemen, true or false?
True.
False.
The answer is true. For a very brief time, Sting was a member of the Four Horsemen.
Does that make
Question number
sense?
2. During an attack from the Four Horsemen in 1990, Sting was saved by what cyborg movie star?
Of
RoboCop.
course it was RoboCop. I read wrestle crap, Sal. Come on, give me some credit.
Yeah, there we go.
The answer is RoboCop. Question number 3. When Sting was with the UWF, who was his partner with?
The Ultimate Warrior.
Do you think that they gave RoboCop a dick?
I think they would have to.
Yeah. Because otherwise, you would just be like,
That's how they change his oil.
oh, he's got the jokes.
You haven't answered the question yet.
Oh, I would assume it's. I'm pretty sure it's Ultimate Warrior. So I guess I'm gonna have to go with Steve Austin.
Blade Runners. The answer is the Ultimate Warrior. I will also accept the Dingo Warrior or Blade Runner Rock, as he was known back then. Question number 4. In April 1992, Sting defended his WCW World title at the Omni in Atlanta against a 450-pound monster that splashed Sting and broke 3 of his ribs. Who was this monster?
Earthquake.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
I don't think Bam Bam Bigelow was 450 pounds.
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna's probably up there.
The Great Khali.
I think you look older.
Giant Gonzalez.
The answer is Big Van Vader. Question number 5. Who did Sting face in the first episode of Nitro, and as well as the last episode of Monday Nitro?
If it was the same person both times, I think it was Booker T.
What the hell?
Because isn't that who Booker T won the championship from on the last episode of Nitro?
Yeah. So it's got to be Booker T.
The answer is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Well, fuck
Question
us.
number 6. What was the name of the NWO affiliated faction that Sting joined along with Conan, Randy Savage, and Lex Luger?
By the way, that's not how you pronunciate affiliated. It's always good when I fuck up when I'm making fun of someone else fucking up. I believe that was Wolfpack.
Yeah.
That was the red and black Sting.
That was the red and black.
The answer is the Wolfpack. Question number 7. Who did Sting face in the first and only Human Torch match in WCW? The answer.
Vampiro.
Ooh.
Or, if you will, because it's a Human Torch match, Vampiro.
Oh, he's got the jokes. Just simply because I want to be different. I'm going to say Glacier.
It's the second time you've said he's got the jokes, and it sounds more sarcastic each time you say it.
There is Vampiro. Question number 8. In the WWE, Sting has been constantly referred to as the Icon. And what new nickname?
The Vigilante.
The Vigilante Sting.
By the way, that was when we first found out that Stephen Amell is actually a WWE fan. Because shortly after Sting came out, him in full Green Arrow gear, because on the show he's called the Vigilante, made a little video where he kept interjecting, going, "Wait, why are you calling him that? Stop calling him that."
Nice. Yeah, that was the first thing I posted during Raw this week was, "Hey, the Vigilante Sting."
Hey.
There is, of course, the Vigilante. Question number 9. Sting joined a new faction in TNA consisting of Kurt Angle, Booker T, Kevin Nash, and Scott Steiner. What was the name of this faction?
The Main Event Mafia. What a shitty faction that was.
This is the worst trivia I've ever had.
The answer is the Main Event Mafia. And question number 10. When did Sting first appear in a WWE ring?
When did Sting first appear
in
a
WWE? Do we have to know the actual date?
When the fuck was that? Hang on. That was it Survivor Series last year? I think so.
Was it the first time though?
I think so. I'm gonna say Survivor Series last year.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And the answer is Survivor Series 2014. Guys, let me know what you thought of the quiz. I'll talk to you guys next week.
I win again. 8-5.
Hey, but I got 5 points, so I'll take it.
On a quiz that I apparently am supposed to hate. Okay. Any more voicemails?
Well, they were kind of softballs, so.
Nope. No voicemails. All right. Our top story this week. Our main event story this week. No, our top story was Jimmy Snuka actually murdered that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Was it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
WESH in Orlando, Florida, reporting that there was a shooting outside the WWE Performance Center yesterday. One person was hospitalized after suffering a gunshot wound, per Orange County Fire Rescue officials. Medics called to the scene around 1:45 p.m. The patient was then taken to the Orlando Regional Medical Center. No other details on the shooting available at that point. Some pictures were tweeted online of police investigating the scene. Employees of WWE have also been questioned. Triple H posted on Twitter, quote, in a 3-tweet statement,
extravaganza.
Unfortunately, a deranged individual, okay, that's going to get old, with no WWE affiliation who had a court order prohibiting him from being on WWE property, was involved in an incident with an Orange County Sheriff's deputy in the parking lot of the WWE Performance Center. We defer to the Orange County Sheriff's Department for further comment and information. What else we have? We had a press conference yesterday held by the Orange County deputies. It is being said that the man in question who was shot was obsessed with one of the female workers at the Performance Center. Police responded to a trespassing call at 1:30 p.m. where they at what they described as a semi-professional NXT wrestling organization.
Oh, burn.
Sure. The man who was eventually shot had previously been banned from setting foot on WWE property, again, obsessed with one of the female talents working at the Performance Center. The man was carrying a knife, and when the two officers responded to the call, he charged at them with the knife. The officers retreated 75 to 100 feet backwards before making the decision to fire a shot at the attacker. Reportedly only took the one shot to take him down. The man was currently undergoing surgery at the hospital, and the gunshot wound is said to be life-threatening. Again, WWE employees were questioned. OCPD cannot release the name of the man at the press release, but he has a prior arrest record with a history of robbery and battery against an officer. Corporal Steve Wall and Deputy Dave Richardson were the two officers at the scene. Wall reportedly fired the shot, which took the man down. It's being said the two officers gave the man instructions and multiple warnings in an attempt to subdue him before they decided to open fire. Triple H noted in the OCPD corroborated that the man had no affiliation with the WWE and was not a wrestler. Wall and Richardson were asked why they didn't take the man down with a taser. Wall said the incident happened very quickly, and because there was a weapon involved, he made the decision he thought was most necessary. MyNews13.com coming in with more details. Again, responding to trespassing calls. This is not new information. Blah, 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 blah. TMZ has the details, of course, because TMZ always has the details. The gentleman's name was Armando Alejandro Armando Montalvo. The documents say that according to WWE, Montalvo spread his own feces and urine on the outside of the performance center. In addition, Montalvo had tried to get hired by the center and had some violent altercations there, which resulted in the previously reported restraining order. He threatened violence to employees and on one occasion was swinging a large chain, forcing police to subdue him at gunpoint.
He was Junker Dog?
Montalvo posted a video of himself outside the performance center 5 days ago, saying that he was going to ask for a job, saying, "What's the worst they can say? How about, fuck you, you're a psychopath."
Oops.
Crazy shit going down. What are you laughing at? Now I'm confused.
Nothing. So, yeah, that was kind of crazy. When I first read the headline, shooting at NXT Performance Center, I thought to myself, I thought they fired Bill DeMont.
They did. That's why he came back to shoot up the place.
That's right. Anyway, sorry, I was just posting to our Facebook.
Oh God. the way you're giggling makes me afraid of what this post says.
Oh, you know what it is.
But it better be John Cena with a Hitler mustache. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, crazy.
Why is that? Because you think we're gonna get fired?
Bitches be crazy. That's what I love about you having access to the Facebook pages, as you're presented with that comment or context post.
I'll just keep finding some fun Photoshop for things like that.
Yeah. So there's that story. Crazy person went to. Why? I don't understand what goes on in people's heads that he thought it would be a good idea to apply for a job after spreading his shit on the walls and also being told, "Hey, get the fuck out."
Hey, it worked for Randy Orton. So the only thing, I mean, obviously not right in the head, and it wasn't Dean Ambrose crazy. This was like legitimately crazy. Yeah, kind of scary there, especially considering probably who was inside. If the guy would have tried to bring a knife fight to a wrestling ring, that wouldn't have ended very well for him either. You have a bunch of incredibly well-trained and built individuals inside of that facility that if you would get to the actual training areas, he'd be dead. Mostly because, Tamina Snuka's probably there.
She's daddy's little girl,
I would really like them to like change her gimmick to that she's just like, I'm the daughter of a killer and I'm gonna murder you in that ring, and then just like every one of her moves are just really really thinly veiled like references to that night.
No, we said snooker. She's a pool player.
Yeah,
snooker. Mm-hmm. That's why she's wearing an 8-ball jacket that we stole from Deuce and Domino.
Yeah. No. Her name is Tim. Jesus Christ! I'm not even gonna go there.
Really? That's where you're gonna draw the line? You've never had a line ever before, and now you have a line?
Let me collect myself there. She's Tamina Sucker. She's Booker T's niece now.
There you go. There it is.
What the hell? Speaking of people who've said the N-word,
my ninja.
Can we change? Can we change the logo on our iTunes one to that little pony? That'd be nice. No,
we can.
we just changed it to the whiteboard, the little drawing that we got. So I guess we'll keep it for a little bit.
The whiteboard drawing?
It looks like it's on a whiteboard.
It's not on a whiteboard. I think it's because of the way it's not scanned. I think she actually took a picture of it with her phone and sent it to me.
Okay.
She was supposed to scan it. Don't worry about it.
See, because I can see her reflection in it.
Yeah, because there's a shadow.
Yeah, but it definitely looks like it's drawn on a whiteboard.
Either way,
it's really good. I'm not saying I'm not making fun of it.
Tegan's a fantastic artist, and I love that she does it for free.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to buy her McDonald's this year like I did last year.
There you go. Now if she could just maybe she can draw us up some avatars. Just a thought.
James Cameron is avatar done that?
No.
That joke would have worked a little better if I'd been able to say it correctly the first time.
It's getting to that point in the night where neither of us can talk, and we're supposed to be we're internet radio hosts. So
please, this isn't internet radio. This is a free podcast.
That's right. So Tegan, if you don't want to see Hitler John Cena anymore,
she doesn't listen.
Feel free to make to do a little drawing for us.
See, the problem with that is I want to see Hitler John Cena more.
That is true. I think every week I'm gonna have a new picture now.
Little Hitler.
Heil Cena.
Heil Cena.
Heil Cena.
That does it for the rundown for the Tuesday, September 1st, 2015.
Did you hear that, Ripcord kids? You only got like 2 more weeks of this. It's okay.
282 days since Nikki Bella won the WWE Davis Championship. Go to audibletrial.com/rundown for a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial of Audible. Atlantic Pro Wrestling returns Saturday, September 19th at the APW Arena at the Newbury Fire Hall in Newbury, Massachusetts. Elkmania 3 is September 26th. Lucky Pro Wrestling presents Fall Frenzy at the Elks Lodge in Maynard, Massachusetts on September 26th. And Liberty States returns October 10th with Fall Fury. Follow me on Twitter at Rundown Podcast, where I live tweet Raw and SmackDown, and Troy's asleep. And send us an email to rundownwrestling@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 206-202-6478, 206-20.
Next.
Like us on Facebook. Tell your parents and your grandparents to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/rundownwrestling. To make a donation of the monetary variety, go to rundown.podomatic.com and click the PayPal donate button on the right-hand side of the screen. If you donate $50, I'll plug your shit. Or you can literally say horrible things. That's what the penis is for.
Oh, yeah. See? Or you can apparently pay him in sex and just do it for free. Just by living there.
Watch archived episodes, including Dubstep Josh, Troy Makes Faces, and now Hitler Cena at youtube.com/rundown podcast. Circle me on Google Plus at google.com/+Adam Rundown Host to get notifications when these little hangouts go live. Feeling constipated? Go to tinyurl.com/distant horizons for a book of poetry that'll open you right up.
See, it's okay to make fun of him because he doesn't listen to these episodes, so
he hardly listens when he's here.
Yeah.
Go to shadowvane.net for another fine podcast. Support that podcast at patreon.com/shadowvane. The more money he makes, the more likely it is I'll get paid for doing that podcast.
Yeah, I helped you out now.
Search for us on iTunes under the Rundown Wrestling Podcast. If you subscribe, you get a podcast delivered to you absolutely free each and every week for $0.00. If you cannot afford a monetary donation, leave a 5-star review because that helps other people find us. If you leave a text review, we will read your name and your review at the end of a future episode. We are also available on Stitcher, Stitcher.com, or the Stitcher app on your iOS or Android device. Also free, but all you have to download is the app. Thanks to Tegan Brown for the logo. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks to no one on the side. Thanks to Sal, Bill, and Tommy for the voicemails this week. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you.
Thank me indeed.
And thanks to I Fight Dragons at ifightdragons.com for the theme song. Next week, more of the same, really. But I bet nobody gets murdered.
I wouldn't make that bet.
And as always, Jacob, good night and good luck. Don, go fuck yourself. And tune in next week for another furious episode
Oh.
of the Rundown Wrestling Podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye. Clicky, clicky. 115.
I think that's your catchphrase.
What's my catchphrase?
That little bye.
I don't know where it came from. Just kind of
Damn it. Jimmy John's?
That's right. Jimmy John's. Let's do this.
I don't know what that's a reference to.
It's Brock Lesnar. During his Undertaker feud, there was he was doing a promo over there, and he's just like, "Taker, let's do this."
Questions mark? Bum bum. I need that cord. I need that cord. Take this off. Ugh. Say something stupid.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can sleep.
Thank you, Corey.
Hey everybody, this is Corey Hart here. I was big in the 80s. Now I don't even know if I'm alive.
I have no idea.
I don't know either, dude.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. And that's nobody knows any of the rest of the words to that song.
Well, sleep would be one of them. All right.
Now comes the part of the show where you watch us.
And
do nothing.
by you, we mean nobody watching at all.
Those of you on YouTube have a great view of what happens after the show, where Troy and I just fuck around for a while we assemble our MP3s and send them to each other on Skype.
For those of you curious as to what I'm doing, I'm changing the priority on Audacity for it to use more bandwidth on my computer so as to get done exporting the file quicker. What do you have to say about that, Hitler Cena? He says Dankeschön.
Mein Kampf is here.
And then what we do is Troy will send me his MP3 via Skype. And then tomorrow I will put everything together in Audacity and release the MP3 to the general public.
It's like drunk. Fuck, what was that guy's name? Tom?
Brian Williams.
No, the one before Brian Williams. Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw, yeah.
You ever see that old Dana Carvey sketch?
Yeah.
He did it on SNL and his Dana Carvey sketch show that was on Fox.
Gerald Ford dead today at age 83. He was eaten by wolves.
Nice.
Anywho.
Say goodbye to Hitler Cena, everyone.
For
that is the
last you will see of him.
What is it?